Hey everyone, it's Flak. Many gamers love their military history. It's both a blessing and a curse. Sometimes it helps you enjoy games more, and at other times, historical knowledge can totally wreck a game for you. For example, Battlefield 1's Codex was a wonderful tool for history buffs. It provided an opportunity to learn more about obscure topics, weapons, and battles. It genuinely enhanced my enjoyment of the game. On the flip side, Battlefield 5 really lacked such a system. Combined with artistic license, many players felt the game misrepresented history, a theme commonly mentioned when citing the game's less than stellar reception. It might surprise you then to know Battlefield 5 almost had a kind of digital museum built into the game. Now, I love this kind of content. One of the first video games where I encountered a museum mechanic was a flight simulator called Jane's World War II Fighters. I loved this game and many of the Jane's games as a kid, but this one was special. In a time when there weren't really any on-demand documentaries, I could lose myself in this digital museum, learning all about my favorite airplanes whenever I wanted. You could even watch interviews with veterans. It's something I wish every historical game did. Recently, I reminisced about this on Twitter and was surprised to see Eric Ortman, DICE's lead UX designer, comment on the post. He says, quote, "We toyed around with that idea a bit with Battlefield 5. It's a fun concept," end quote. This threw me for a bit of a loop, because I think it's something that could have legitimately helped save the launch of Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 is a game of unknowns. We don't know much about the battles featured in-game or some of the vehicles, weapons, and tactics. Unfortunately, the game raises a lot of questions on these topics and doesn't really effectively answer them. In the absence of an explanation in-game, players go where they always go, the internet, and generally find an answer that suits what they want to believe. A prime example of this is the Battle of Rotterdam. I've seen it repeated time and time again on Reddit and other forums that no British soldiers fought in that battle. It's a claim that is factually incorrect. It's not commonly known that British soldiers from the Kent Fortress Royal Engineers were on the ground in Rotterdam during the invasion. The small group was tasked with depriving the marauding Germans of valuable assets like oil, and they killed several Germans with no losses of their own. Again, I'm not disputing that the Dutch should definitely be represented at the forefront here, just saying that British soldiers in fact did fight in the action, and just because players can't readily find that information on Wikipedia doesn't mean it didn't happen. Now, imagine if Battlefield 5 had an in-game location where players could go to explore the events portrayed in-game. A location where developers could not only justify why they included particular battles or characters, but also include factual information about what really happened. What would that do for Battlefield 5? The answer, I think, is quite a lot. I've read thousands of comments over the last few months, and a great deal of people seem to think that DICE doesn't care about the actual history represented in-game. Imagine if DICE told the fictional war story Nordlies, and then treated players with a short documentary or an interactive diorama that told the story of what actually happened. Would the outcry have been so profound? I really don't think so. It would also have done wonders in terms of help establishing a dialogue between developers and players, which is of course the basis for a solid, constructive relationship. I was able to chat a bit with Eric Ortman via Twitter and had the opportunity to ask about the museum concept explored during development. He says developers toy with many ideas during pre-production and many never make it beyond the occasional napkin sketch. That does seem to be the fate of Battlefield 5's digital museum, although it's clear devs spent some time conceptualizing the idea. Ortman says they examined other games, including Call of Duty and Star Wars Battlefront 1, for inspiration. And if you look closely, you can actually see hints about how the concept would work in Battlefield 5's My Company screen. Ortman says this part of the game was designed as a moment frozen in time, and I can certainly imagine going from soldier to soldier and vehicle to vehicle, reading about gear, technology, and battles. This seems like a real missed opportunity to me, but that's the way it goes sometimes in game development. A digital museum could have been dropped for any number of reasons, ranging from time to expense. but I'm still hopeful we could perhaps see one added to Battlefield 5 in the future. Before you go, tell me, is a digital museum something you'd like to see added to Battlefield 5? How do you think it could be implemented? And would it have made Battlefield 5's launch better? Leave a comment with your answers down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to tap the notification bell for updates on the latest videos. And lastly, if you're looking to upgrade your audio setup, visit bluedesigns.com and use the code FLAKFIRE to save on microphones and more. As always, thanks for watching.